So you have to be able to say, okay, what's the best tool here? Now, the community may not see that as the best tool.
Right.
Like if you were to have to strike somebody with a nightstick. Okay. Well, my other option is probably to shoot him. And so if I can render him to a point where I can get handcuffs on him without having to use deadly force, all the better.
Right.
Now, no, you don't want to hit people in the head and things like that with a nightstick, but there's places where you can strike on the body that can then disable them or create that pain momentarily enough to where you can then put handcuffs on them and the fight's over. And so that nobody's in harm's way now. The officer's not in harm's way, the individual's not in harm's way.
The public.
The public's not in harm's way.
Right.
And then you see and you hear people that don't understand the dynamics of the police work of, well, when somebody had to maybe use deadly force on somebody and had to shoot a suspect. And then you hear, well, why didn't they shoot him in the arm? Why didn't they shoot him in the leg? It's, number one, it's you've got an individual there that's not standing there and you're not inches away. You're usually many feet away. The target's moving around. That's a small little target to try to hit, an arm and a leg. And anybody that's done any hunting, especially if you're dealing with certain larger animals, there's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal. And especially if they have a weapon. And to wound them only sends them into a fit of rage to where they're then maybe going to likely hurt somebody else nearby, innocent citizens and stuff like that. So once somebody has been issued a command to drop their weapon, the longer they hold on to it, the greater the likelihood that they're going to use it because they're thinking about it.
Right.
Common sense would say, this officer has a gun that's pointing at me, I should drop this weapon right now.
Right now.
When they're hanging on to it, there's a thought process going on there. They're considering whether they should use it or should drop it. It's not an automatic get rid of it, which should be the normal aspect of somebody who's, doesn't have those intentions. And so you have to deal with that, and that's that split-second decision making. How long do I wait?
Right.
Before my life becomes in jeopardy or innocent bystanders become in jeopardy.
And that's going on like that,
yes,
and that's hopefully what is being.
Yes, and then so you have these microseconds to make a decision, and then you have a court process and court hearings that have had months to find all the things that you did wrong.
Right.
Or I just had fractions of a second to react and to think and to make a quick judgment. And it's difficult.
And the public has inserted you in this role because they trust you to make these decisions.
Correct.
And so when you make those decisions, and then it comes into question, and so there's a point where like, well, wait a minute, this is what you trusted me to do, and now you're unhappy with the results when this is exactly what I've been trained to do, and yes, perhaps this could have turned out 100 different ways, but it didn't. It turned out this way. This is why, and
there's so many factors. Just crazy little factors come into play.